Right, Neil. On and on we go then. These games come around thick and fast. How are you doing? How's everyone doing ahead of this one after the good run you've been on?
Well, they're in good spirits, as you can imagine. One or two little knocks and things, and we've just got to try and get us over. Now it's just game to game, really, isn't it? At this time now for the next 3 games, so we've got to be very fortunate. I think very lucky to avoid any injuries in certain departments because we just quite honestly haven't got replacements.
The one department that's I think your biggest headache is obviously up front without Ashley Fletcher and Chuba Akpom the other night. How is he? What was the result of his COVID
Oh yeah,
test?
thank goodness that was negative. We were all relieved on yesterday afternoon to find out that. I just thought the way things were going, it would be positive, and poor old Brett, I don't know what we'd do with him for 3 games. So yeah, it was really good news that yesterday afternoon.
So is he fit to play then? Has he recovered from whatever
I think he'll be coming in. He'll be coming in today to see the doc. It's just a heavy cold, etc. We don't want him to get too close to the lads. I'll be having a chat with that doc after. As long as he does a little bit on his own, even if it means him going on the bench, it'd be good for us.
Yeah, it's an option you could really do with, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Now, are you catching Nottingham Forest at the wrong time here? Because since Chris Huden arrived, they've been revived, haven't they? Unbeaten in 4 and got a point with 10 minutes Luton the other night.
Well, you look at the squad. I think they've got one of the best squads in the whole league, mate. When you look at the bodies and the numbers they've got, I envy them really. They've probably got 2 teams, and we can just barely put substitutes up. It just shows you that what's happening. I don't know how many they signed in the summer, but then to sign Knockaert as well. I think the front 4, Amiobi, Knockaert, Taylor, Graben obviously when he's there, Lolly, they're as good as anything in the league really. So we're going to have to be on our top form really to cope with those and try and get a result.
Were you surprised actually by the start they had to the season? I know they obviously had that spectacular crash to miss the playoffs last year, but nevertheless, you described the squad they've got. It is strong.
It is. I didn't think things were right, and I knew as soon as Chris come in, it's a good job for Chris that it's he's a good manager, and with the players they've got, they can't they've got to be in that top 7 or 8. I think he'll still be looking at that with the squad they've got now. I could do with a couple of his players. Really, I'll have a word with him tomorrow.
Good timing then, him coming now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 7-point gap you've got already, that's, against a squad like Forest, obviously that's going to come in handy. But he was saying after the game at Luton that he thinks this will be the most difficult game since he arrived at the club. And he thinks that, you've got a good thing going here with Boro.
Yeah, I think he's right. I think it will be the most difficult. I've looked at the fixtures and nothing's been quite as, I think our game will be a good game. Because I don't think there's much between them. I think they've got abundance of strikers, whereas we're really struggling on that department to score goals. But I think we are organised and we'll give them a good game. I think we can cause them problems with the lads we've got. It'll be head to end. It's who has the break on the day, really.
You mentioned about Hayden Coulson after Tuesday night's game about what he has needed to do and what he still needs to do to get in the team. How about Lewis Wing? Because he's another one who played a big part last season and isn't really featuring at the moment. How far away is he from convincing you? Well,
I said yesterday to him on the training ground, I asked him if he was the only guy in the ground that was gutted when we scored the goal in 80th minute, because he was just taking his gear off to come on, and he had to put it back on, and he just smiled at me. We had a laugh really. I said, "Were you the only one under your breath hating Brit for doing that?" So that's how far he's not far away. When you look, I was going to put him on the other night. Froze.
In the past, I think he's ended up possibly trying too hard against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, he's not been.
Will you have a word with him about that?
He's not been himself really. Sorry, who are you talking about?
Brit.
Sorry, I lost you, Mark. Then.
All right, so I'll start that one again then.
Yeah.
Britt the other night obviously got his goal, and in the past against Nottingham Forest, his old club, he's possibly tried a bit too hard, and it hasn't come off for him. Is that something you'd ever have a word with the player about when they face an old club?
Not really, no. I used to love it, me. I mean, now as a manager, I love it, but unfortunately, nearly every other game's one of them, so it's not as difficult for me. But Britt's just got to be himself, really. I don't mind if he tries hard tomorrow.
Just a word on Grant Hall as well. It was his birthday this week, wasn't it? Is he going to be fit as a present? Is that what he's getting?
I don't think so. I don't think there's much point in risking somebody like that straight away. I think we've got to just, we've got an international break coming up. It needs a couple of hard weeks training, so I think we're going to just sort of give him a pre-season, hopefully.
So is he actually back doing a bit of training now? Then
he's not with the first team. He's only with the fitness guys.
Okay, and just that break coming up in 3 games time. How badly do you need it right now? Because the players are being worked hard, aren't they?
Yeah, I wish it was this weekend, if I'm honest. But not to be. We've got two tough away games then to come, and like I said, the squad's really we're treading on eggshells at the minute.
Just the last one, the free agent question. Any news on whether you're allowed to sign one or
no? Not at the moment. No, it doesn't look like we'll be doing anything in the transfer market at the minute.
Okay, thanks, Neil. Cheers.
Thank you.
Morning, Neil. Simon from Tyne Tees. You okay?
Hi, Simon. Yes, mate.
I was going to say you've had a very good week, but actually you've had a very good 5 weeks. How pleased are you with the way that the squad seems to be growing into the season?
Yeah, I'm ever so pleased that we had a chat in the summer, and I think they've taken everything on board that we said to them, really, and I think they've enjoyed it. I think when you can enjoy coming into training and playing the games and what have you, you do that little bit more without realising it, and we've made changes and the lads come in and fitted in as well. But like I said, the biggest problem is we're really treading on eggshells regarding the size of the squad. We have to cross our fingers every game, really, to get on with the next one. I'll be glad when the international break comes if we can avoid any other injuries,
Take your point with the size of the squad, but in some respects, if you get away without the injuries, is it almost better if you come out of this and you've had to work hard and you've had the small squad? It probably makes the spirit better and everything like that.
Yeah, I think if you told me we wouldn't have any injuries between now and the end of the season, I'd probably put a few bob on us. But I'm not, I've been around too long, Simon, to know that won't happen. As soon as you get flying, you get one. Look at Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool, with the squad they've got, they've lost 2 big centre halves in the space of 90 minutes nearly. And people are talking how it's disrupted there. Are you with me? And that's how we will be. If we have 2 injuries in certain departments, it's difficult to see where we can go, really.
So you mentioned, obviously, your numbers with the squad. You've made a couple of references to Forest squad. Is Forest squad too big then? Yeah,
well, I think Chris will be, in January, will be thinning it down because, I think they've got nearly 30 or 30-odd pros. At least I don't have that problem. I've only got 20, of which 2's injured long term. So we've only got 18 to worry about. It is an easier job for a manager like that. But at the other side of the coin, it's nice to know that you can have a look round and see the players that aren't in the team and what chance you've got. You need a big squad you need a good squad in the Championship, and they've got that.
Just a word on Chris Huden. Obviously, up here, we remember him from a great job that he did at Newcastle United. He knows his way around this division, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's what you're getting with Chris. He's a 9 out of 10 every week. Nice lad. And Paul Trollope, who works with him, played for me when I was a young manager at Torquay. And I know what kind of lad he is. He gives absolutely everything. So I think it's a good combination, if I'm honest. They've needed somebody like Chris for years, really, I think.
And I suppose when you look at the league table, because of the nature of a team like Forest not having made a good start, it does sort of show you how volatile the Championship always is, isn't it?
Well, Chris will still be looking at the top 6. Make no mistake with that squad. And 7 points, what is it? I mean, 9 points. It's nothing at this stage. So, I think it'll be a cracking game tomorrow, if I'm honest.
Just a word about home form and that kind of thing. Obviously, it wasn't great last season. It's miles better this season, obviously. Obviously the fans aren't there, but are you growing to like playing games at the Riverside now?
I don't think it's like that. I think if you're good enough, you'll get results. I don't think we were good enough last year. So that's how simple it is, I think. If you're good enough, you'll get results.
So if you don't think you were good enough last year, do you think you're getting to a stage where you're nearly good enough this year?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we've improved tremendous, really. Lads know what they're doing, and other lads are doing different positions, and we're getting, we are creating chances and defending well at the same time. So a good recipe, really. And we know, I think home and away, we've got a good chance of getting results.